Hey, what's good? This your boy Prophet back with some gems for hers and for hims. This is your jeweler's jeweler, man. Hey, man, I'm coming today to talk about this Israel and Iran situation. We're gonna touch on Christianity and all of that real quick, like though. Ain't gonna hold you too long. So, dig these blues, man. Everybody's protecting Israel because these people really believe that these are the true Jews of the Bible. Although Israel lies in Africa, what we know is heavy melanated people, they think that these pale-skinned people who have high skin cancer rates in that area are the true Jews. I mean, if that is their land, why would God give them skin cancer? Why would God plant them in the place, should I say, to where they're gonna have a whole lot of skin cancer going on, right? Because it all throughout the Bible it talks my pops and master jeweler, the creator is a green thumb. He calls himself a husbandman. A husbandman means basically like you're a gardener. So why would he place plants in a place where there's all this sunlight for them to get sick and die? That doesn't make sense. As a good gardener, you learn which plants require a lot of sunlight and which ones don't, which ones require shading. All these things, these are things that you research and you have an understanding of before planting your seeds. So why would the master gardener, should we say, go and put these people in a land where they're going to have skin cancer, things of this nature, if that's not if that's their land, right? Why would he do that? So with that being said, let's look at what's going on with the quote unquote Jews of modern day. So they're able to throw a punch, then hide their hand and have, big bro to come in their defense. Right is right, wrong is wrong. The creator never made it permissible for, you to just do wrongdoing just to be doing things like that so that you can have your power or whatever. My pops, man, he'll never plant seeds to where they're not going to be able to be as fruitful as he intends them to be, right? So we look at the circumstances that we're under now. You got Israel, who's playing a coward's position because they are throwing punches, they're hitting people, then they go run to daddy and tell when someone's hitting them back, right? Even in the Bible, it says there's a time for peace, there's a time for war. It never says that you have to be defenseless. The Messiah told his disciples to go sell their cloaks and buy swords. The equivalent of today telling somebody, hey, go sell your garment and get you a strap, get you a gun, protect yourself. We ought to protect ourselves, right? So you have these people claiming to be Jews who are utilizing the ignorance of the world so that they can have people to defend them during times of their wrongdoing. Now, these people claim to be Jews, but when you look in the Bible and you go through the table of nations found in Genesis, they say we're Ashkenazi Jews, this and that, the third, right? But when you go through the table of nations, you'll find that Ashkenaz was actually a grandson of Japheth. He's not even from the same lineage of Shem, which is where they take the word and make it Semitic. It should be Shemitic, but they make it Semitic, right? And they say anything that you say that goes against them or that doesn't work in their favor, you are anti-Semitic, right? Now, then this is all truth. Now, when you speak truth, that's what they're gonna say: anti-Semitism. But they don't line up with scripture. These are not the people of the book. They come from Japheth. They're giving it away. You look at the whole lineage of Japheth and where those people settle, and it's gonna be Europe. And that place Ashkenaz is actually a land. It's a land. right? It's Europe. It's with the European people, right? So that's actual land. So these are places where they come from, and they say, "Oh, we just named ourselves that because that's the land where we settle." No, that's what you named yourself because that's where you are from. See, the true Israelites or the true Jews, these were people who favored Egyptians, Ethiopians, things of that nature. You can find multiple references within the book, the Bible, the book of game, that's going to tell you that, hey, man, this is what the people resemble. This is how they look. You know, when they were burying Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, which is where they get the term Israelites from, this guy was being buried, and they mistook, you know, them for people of the land of Africa, you know, which would be the Hamites, right? So Egyptians, Ethiopians are a common comparison for the people of Israel in ancient times. So you tell me, how did they go from being black to looking pale skinned and dying of skin cancer? So another point that I want to make is Moses, when he was raised under Pharaoh, if he would have been white, he would have stuck out like a sore thumb. It would have been easy to spot Moses. It would have been easy to have an understanding that, hey, this is not of my people. Go and kill him along with the other firstborn males. So even Paul, later in the New Testament, was mistaken for what? An Egyptian. So we go through these things, but we're not really taking in what we're supposed to, because we're letting everything lie on another man, which is your pastor or your teacher. You just letting everything of knowledge just rely on him instead of reading your book, when the book says to study to show yourself approved. You know, not listen to others to show yourself approved, but study yourself, because there might be some things that you might have to correct your teacher on, as I have done. Once I started getting better understanding, well, hey, teacher, have you ever considered this? Have you ever looked at the scripture this way? And this helped us on in our journey of growth, right, and understanding. So you have all these things going on, potential wars. You have Trump going into their defense, along with any other president of America has done, right? Because they ignorantly think that these people are the true Jews, right? So they go and they defend these people, but these people are children of Satan more so than anything, right? So you ask me, shouldn't I be blessing them so that I can be blessed? I shouldn't curse them because I'll be cursed. This is what the scriptures say, but those are not the true people, you know, but yet you can let everyone else be punished, go through suffering and all of this stuff. And there's not a second thought for it. No, just defend the Israelis, defend the Israelis. Well, let's let you put your family in those Palestinian shoes, those people, the Iranians as well. Just put yourself in their shoes and see how you would feel if your mother was getting bombed, if your father, your nieces, your nephews, your relatives are being bombed, you know. And there's not really a justifiable point besides these people wanting the land that is not theirs. So what we have here is a reoccurring theme of people going to other people's lands, taking that land from people, abusing those people, and just getting away with it, generation after generations. The same thing that has occurred in Israel has occurred here in America. So we definitely should be speaking up and standing up for what's right over anything. Even if those were the true Jews, you should be speaking up for what's right against what's wrong. That's what all the great men of the Bible did. The prophets and the disciples, they spoke about the wrong that was being done. They spoke about correction. So they didn't just complain, but they came with solutions. And I have plenty of solutions of what we can, you know, bring peace. One would be is to get those people out of that land that is not theirs. That land that was given to them, you know, due to the Balfour Declaration. We got to just make those changes. Do right, give it back. If you stole something, you give it back to the person who you stole it from. That's one way to start to bring some type of peace.